Now, Count on 2, live and local in the Lowcountry. This is News 2 at 6.
The future of the Old Naval Hospital in North Charleston is still not known this evening. I'm Carolyn Murray.
And I'm Brendan Clark. Last night, Charleston County Council opting to scrap redeveloping this building. News 2's Deanne Roberts has more.
Charleston County Council is now exploring 12 options on what to do with the Old Naval Hospital, including tearing it down. The project has already cost taxpayers more than $33 million. After sitting down with the county chairman, no one knows how much more taxpayers will have to spend. A building passed around by many, starting with the city of North Charleston. What many know as the Old Naval Hospital was bought by a contractor, Shakora Life Center LLC, in 2014 for $1 million. Eventually, the city and the county entered into an agreement to lease and spruce up the building. The county says during renovations, they backed out of the lease because contractors missed their completion deadline. County Chairman Vic Rawls says that's when Shakora sued the county.
We found ourselves in a posture of not being able to seriously participate and defend ourselves.
I checked in with Shakora, who has a different story.
They flat out attempted to terminate the lease, and today they say that they did it because Shakora had missed a deadline.
Shakora says the county suggested to get rid of the original deadline.
Early in the transaction, at the suggestion of Charleston County, that the date originally planned for when the tenant improvements would be completed was eliminated. It was stricken from the documents, absolutely removed.
Instead of battling it out in bankruptcy court,
Bottom line is we made the decision to purchase the building for $33 million. Was it a good idea? Was it a bad idea? Only time will tell.
$33 million of taxpayer money
Gone.
and there's nothing you can do about it.
We cannot recover it. No, ma'am.
So the county has to decide what's next for the building. In May, they learned it would cost $66 million to renovate it as a social services hub.
The hub makes sense because of its location, its parking, its access to public transportation, and frankly, the need.
But the price has council questioning the potential hub. Thursday, council was presented with 12 new options, including renovating, tearing it down, selling it, or building something new. Council voted on considering demolition and new construction. But how much will that cost taxpayers?
Numbers I really can't talk about because they would be abject speculation.
Ultimately, the county says they will pick the option that best suits the people of Charleston County.
No, we can't do a thing about what we've already paid for the property, but we sure as the dickens can do something with what we do from this point forward.
Council is expected to vote on one of the 12 options in the next Finance Committee meeting, sometime after September 20th. In studio tonight, Deanne Roberts, Count on 2.
Students in Berkeley County have two brand new schools. Right now, staff at Fox Bank Elementary School in Muggs Corner and Bowens Corner Elementary School in Hanahan are preparing for the first day of school. They are cleaning floors, placing furniture in the right spots. But the biggest concern right now?
Car rider line. Hoping that we've done our car rider line the right way and that we get our children in our building as fast as possible and then of course out of the building as fast as possible.
705 students will walk through the doors at Bowens Corner Elementary on Monday. Good luck to them. Remember, you can count on News 2 as your back-to-school headquarters. We have a page dedicated to each school district on our website, counton2.com. Just click on the back-to-school banner at the top of the homepage. And while there, be sure to send us your first day of school pictures. It's time to talk about high school football games instead of just practices, which we've been doing for the past couple of weeks.
We're ready to play some ball. Week 0 is here in the Lowcountry, finally getting set to watch a little high school football. Right now we want to send it to our game of the week, the Blitz on 2 game of the week. News 2 sports anchor Brianne Welch at Ashley Ridge High School. Brianne?
Hey guys, yes, I am at our game of the week, Ashley Ridge versus Goose Creek. That's the one we're looking at tonight. Now, granted, we're going to have a ton more games coming your way. This is our game of the week. We'll kick off here in about an hour and a half. Some of the players just started to take the field. We've got some of the Ashley Ridge guys warming up right here. Goose Creek just showed up there in the far corner of the field, as you can see, warming up. Now, we're really looking forward to this matchup. Ashley Ridge went 7-4 last year. 5-2 in their region. They've got a good number of returners coming back, so really excited to see what this group can show us this season on the field. Goose Creek, like I've been saying kind of all day, kind of for the past week, they've got a new coach, and we're excited to see what Coach Jason Winstead brings to this team. All week he's been saying that he has kind of a new mentality he wants to bring this team. He wants them to compete from beginning to end, good, the bad, everything in between. When I was at practice this past week, he was really getting on the guys, and in a good way. You know, he wants them to fight all the way to the end, which is something that he hasn't seen from Goose Creek on film or on the field. It should be a really good matchup. I mean, any matchup's a good matchup because it's not practice anymore, it's game. Now, we're going to have much more coverage from this coming up later on in the sports block. I can't wait to tell you all about it. For now, that's all I've got. At Ashley Ridge, Brianne Welch, News 2 Sports.
A Count on 2 news alert: a shooting in North Charleston sends a man to the hospital. Police say it happened around 2 this afternoon on McKnight Drive. On scene, officers found a man suffering from a gunshot wound. They believe he will recover. That shooting is being investigated right now.
When it rains, rising floodwaters can certainly saturate our communities. So the mayor of Somerville, Wiley Johnson, wants to explore ideas that could help mitigate flooding issues that town has been experiencing. News 2's Dorchester County reporter Stetson Miller spoke with the mayor about some of those possible solutions today.
After high rainfall in Somerville in recent weeks, some are again asking how officials will mitigate the continued flooding problems. Mayor Wiley Johnson told me today he wants the town to explore different ways to handle flooding with potential changes in zoning and the way that future development is built. Gadsden Acres, Arbor Oaks, Parsons Road, and several other areas in Somerville are just some parts of the town that were affected by flooding this summer. As for much of the Lowcountry, flooding is not at all a new problem. But Mayor Wiley Johnson says with more growth and more rain recently, there might need to be changes in the way the town builds and develops.
We've got to make it a little bit more obvious to the developers to what they have to do, maybe even give them suggestions. There are parking lots that can be made permeable surfaces now.
One way the town could change the rules for flooding and development is in its zoning, which the town has been working to update in its new Unified Development Ordinance. In Somerville, Stetson Miller, Count on 2.
You can count on 2 as your local election headquarters. Absentee voting underway for a special primary election in Dorchester County. Voters can cast their ballots ahead of time in the County Council District 1 race. The seat was held by Councilman Willie Davis from 1991 until his passing earlier this year. Voting will be available between 8:30 in the morning until 5 at night, Monday through Friday until August 27th.
A News 2 update: the identity of the person killed in a shooting has been released. 24-year-old DeAndre Frazier died at the hospital on Wednesday. He, along with another person, were shot outside Bridgeview Village Apartments on Romney Street. The case is still being investigated tonight. Law enforcement agencies across South Carolina are beefing up highway patrol for the Sober or Slammer campaign. From now until Labor Day, they'll take impaired drivers off the road and to jail. According to the State Department of Public Safety, 212 people have died on roads this summer right here in South Carolina. If you suspect someone is impaired while driving, they ask that you call star 47 to report it. South Carolina's unemployment rate dropped slightly last month. The Department of Employment and Workforce says the jobless rate in July was 3.6%. That's down from June's rate of 3.8%. South Carolina now has more than 2.2 million people working. That's a record for our state. Bamberg County had the highest jobless rate in July at 6.3%. Charleston and Lexington counties had the lowest rate at 2.9%.
A traffic alert to tell you about. The South Carolina Department of Transportation will close a lane on the eastbound side of the 526 bridge over the Wando. This lane closure will happen at night from 9 to 6 in the morning from Sunday the 19th to Tuesday the 21st. Now, this closure is due to electrical work and ongoing repairs to that cable system on the bridge. You may recall that snapped cable which caused a closure of that bridge earlier this summer. One lane will remain open during work, and you can count on us to keep you posted about anything with this bridge impacting your commute. Today, a friendly game of basketball went down on the court between Timberland and several low-country law enforcement agencies. This is the third year for Connecting Our Community and Law Enforcement event. Organizers say it's a great way for students in the community to bond with police while having a good time playing some hoops. Attendees received free health screenings and school supplies. By the way, Timberland took home the win.
Happening tomorrow, the city of North Charleston is inviting you to Government Day. People will have an opportunity to see how the government works, to meet with city leaders such as Mayor Keith Summey. There will be food and fun, and you'll even have an opportunity to pick up school supplies. The event takes place outside North Charleston City Hall. It starts at 10 in the morning and lasts until noon.
Next on News 2.
She comes from a long line of proud members of the U.S. Air Force.
And up next, we introduce you to our everyday hero who is continuing the family tradition.
It's the last weekend here in the Low Country for those kids before they head back to school. So here's a look at that fishing forecast if that's your plan for the day tomorrow. Be advised, those rain chances up to about a 40% chance. Best chance will be into the afternoon hours, so make sure to keep an eye to the sky. Stay weather aware. Some of those storms could pack a little bit of a punch. Winds will be out of the southwest between about 5 to 20 knots. Low tide at 8:19 tomorrow morning and high tide at 2:53. Stay with us. We'll have more News 2 coming up.